you're on the right line. Okay, let's continue now on to uplift our business and community fully to the group's assignments. We make a commitment, so that is good enough. We are here, so I'll move on to the next one. Each member creates the first. Now, this is where, so with the pitch, like Jennifer and Lindsay, figure out which business of yours you would like to push forward.
Well, I'm in the process of starting my online psychotherapy business.
Okay, let me put that in writing. Hold on. That is the one we're going to Jennifer the pitch. Okay, it's a 1 minute pitch. Okay. Online.
Some people refer to it as telehealth or telemen.
Like TELE?
HELTH. Because it could also be done over the telephone, not necessarily online. PSYCH.
Yeah, PSY. Yeah. Okay, that's the main goal here. What is your goals for telehealth?
Well, to educate, the people be calling me would be in need of help anyway, but as a podcast, one of what I would like to do is for the community is to educate people on mental health issues and to help to remove the stigma surrounding mental health, to link with other professionals in the same and similar discipline. Like, for example, if I have a client, because I would really prefer to focus on adults, but I work with all populations, not so much geriatric. But if I had an adult client that having issues with behavioral, with children's behavior, I can work with them, but I prefer to send them to a licensed professional. That's where someone like Lindsay would come in when she's finished her training and is licensed. I'm not an ABA person. I'm not a KSAP person, so I will make referrals to those other disciplines. To what I would do is educate the person as to the need. It's important to work with someone like Lindsay, because that's her specialty.
Yes, please.
And also this need for KSAP. I've had the training, but I'm not certified, so I wouldn't take that.
Gotcha.
The position to provide services. I would refer the person to a certified, to a licensed KSAP person. So making community referrals.
So what I get there, the problem is that you would like to educate people. You see that as a problem. People need to be educated in this aspect of...
That would be like my way of giving back, because I'm going to be a private provider.
Right.
So the people that come to me, they already know that there are issues that need to be addressed. The people who don't come or who try to stop those people from coming, those are the ones that need education.
Okay, so my question to you, what type of problem you see in that area?
Lack of education and stigma.
So it's basically the same thing you told me earlier. You like to educate the person.
Lack of education, denial, stigma. Some people know that they need the services, actually start and stop because they're embarrassed about it. Mental health is nothing to be embarrassed about. It doesn't really pick and choose who's going to be mentally ill. It's just something that happened for different reasons, genetic factors and different stuff like that.
Okay, now I have a problem. How you intend to solve it?
How I intend to solve it? By educating and supporting, using different modalities, providing different services based on their needs. And that's where Lindsay would come, just picking you because you're here. That's where Lindsay would come into play, because again, I would make referrals to her, and referrals to a case sec, and referrals to a psychiatrist if medication management is needed.
This is all well and good, but I'm trying to focus on creating a good elevator pitch for you. So Lindsay Owen is going to come after.
No, I'm only explaining that.
Yes, I
would refer.
I understand. I understand. It's all well and good. I said you mean good, and you have a picture of what is needed. It is clear in your vision that you know what you're about. So now, my last question to you: what makes you the best person for this?
Years of experience. I've been a licensed social worker since 1990. And and I work in one of the best learning environment that there is, Kings County Hospital, Psychiatry, G building. Now it's the R building. I've worked with children, adolescents, and adults.
You have worked with children, and adolescents, and adults.
Right.
Do you know how many years?
For the past 1990 to 2020.
Wow.
Many years. Lost count. It was supposed to be only for about 6 months because I was on my way to parole.
Gotcha. The adolescent would be like elementary?
No, adolescence is latency. You could just put latency. That's children.
Latency.
We started from 4 years old.
Okay.
I've worked with children in psychiatry from 4 years old.
That's pre-K.
Yeah.
I want to go into that term so the audience on social media knows what you mean by
Well, in that case, you could even say early childhood.
early child.
Because some of these behaviors are manifest in early childhood. But we say, oh, he's a baby, and we ignore it.
That is true.
Yeah.
So let's go to pre-K. Even though we know, you know, that it can go up to children, but just for the audience not to create a buzz around it.
Well, that's why I would say early child, because a lot of times, because a lot of times the behaviors are manifested. The Turbo 2s, you ever heard of Turbo 2s?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The Turbo 2s is a term that the child is around maybe 18 months going to 24 months, and they just have tantrums. They don't get the ways, they have tantrums. And we tend to overlook, oh, he's a baby or she's a baby. Oh, it's a Turbo 2s, that's accepted. Well, we get caught up in that, and when this behavior goes on to 3, 4, 5, or 6 years old, and we say, oh, now the child is rude. But the child is manifesting these behaviors during that time frame that we sort of overlook. If you're educated to what to look for, then we monitor those behaviors, because some of it is normal, but when it becomes extreme, then we get to know what the cutoff point is.
So back to my question, it's early childhood, based on your summit, to adult.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. You have nailed your elevator pitch. We just have to put it into action for you. I'm going to put the actual thing in action. I'm going to send it to you via email.
Okay.
And what we didn't do is register. We should have a paper passing by. Can you just register? I already have Lindsay's email, but I need your phone name to address you at that. So I'll put names, today's date, yes, profession.
Thank you. I don't know my business email, so I'm just going to use my personal email.
That's personal, it's fine.
But you want my phone number? Put my phone number here.
Yeah, put it under your name, so.
Okay.
Yeah. But for Lindsay to have it here.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah, Lindsay already has mine. And as soon as you finish, Lindsay, we're coming to you.
I have to get used to using my business email. I'm so used to my personal one. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'll go quickly. Yes, so ask me the question.
Yes. Same rules apply. What type of business you would like to see go forward? Which one of your many skills?
So with this particular platform, I want to stick with my Decoding the Mask program for adolescents.
Decoding the
Mask.
M-A-S-K?
Correct.
Wow. Mask program.
Yes.
Interesting.
So that's one of the programs I developed for adolescents. I'll just be more specific about what that program entails with behavioral health issues. I don't really focus on diagnosis. I'm more interested in externalizing behaviors among particularly young men, but young women too. It's a program, I call it that, I'll just speak briefly on why that is the title, so you can capture that. It really is about helping young people that are experiencing challenging situations, whether they've been traumatized or been neglected or abused, really take down their mask as a metaphor, kind of unveil or unleash their built-up walls that they have.
I'm glad you mentioned that. I have teenagers, I have adults and teenagers, kids. My 13-year-old son I could see where this is very important. I'll tell you why. Kids will come home and you see that they lack in certain things, either school performance, maybe the grade fall down because all the practice, they lacking in practice, whatever it is. And they don't disclose this information because of things that you mentioned. Either they've been abused out there or they've been bullied or something, and they don't want to talk about it. So having someone to talk to them about these issues, to bring it out,
so
it
that's
helps.
Sometimes they can't talk about it.
So that's why. So can I just express that? Because I'm glad you said that. Because what makes I can lead into like what makes my program different. We talk, but we don't start off talking. It's an embodiment program. I use drama therapy. So maybe Jennifer knows about the creative arts therapies, if you're a psychotherapist. We have some discussion. We usually name the conflicts, like the issues going on, through metaphor, through embodying movement. We'll start off with the sound and movement, for example. Then we might go into like a short theater game. And then we might do like a role play when the group is ready. It's really about getting the group warmed up to be able to
I see where you're going.
to enact their problems. And then we can maybe do some writing, and there is some like counseling to it. There's processing involved. It's not just like a theater group. There's definitely a skill that's involved with it.
I like it.
And
I like the idea, and I cannot wait to have probably a project, a proposal, that way I can implement all these avenues you're disclosing right now to the students, because there are some troubled students.
Yeah.
Although in my organization I have 3 different areas of expertise that they can link to, because I find this attention span is so short, which is the film and television, and I know some of them might not want it to have computer and technology. If they like digital stuff, we want to make animation or create a robot, or just coding or anything, or even learn how to dismantle a desktop computer and know the parts of it. All these things I have, and then I have the last one, which is the construction trades. So that's why we need to all the details, but it makes a lot of sense. So
and that's where the drama therapists will come in, because they express themselves freely.
That's
and a lot of the children, a lot of times they don't even see this therapy. They just want to dance.
Yes.
They think they're playing. They're just hanging out, having
now,
fun.
I like that idea. You know why? Because my group, we don't actually always think on one particular strategy and go with that with every school. We are open to all these areas to incorporate into the project and make it a nice film. So when people see it, say, oh my God, look at that, they're doing something else. She just have them dancing or singing.
I'll give you a little example. I know we've time, but when I worked in Spanish Harlem as a teacher, I had one of the projects I did was we had a supermarket. So I asked the parents to bring all the empty containers and stuff. We had supermarkets, and each week we change with different kids. There were the cashier, the stock person. One child actually purchased the merchandise for the supermarket, and so the kids wanted to we want to play supermarket today. Now we play supermarket in their mind. But when you're stocking the shelf, you had to put the 6 ounce of ketchup over here and the 1 pound of cereal over here. And when you go to buy stuff, the ones that were the shoppers, they had to have their money, how much money they were spending, what they were going to buy. And they had to actually read the ingredients. Now, they didn't know what the heck they were reading, but they were reading the ingredients. So a lot of times the parents said to me, I went shopping this weekend and I couldn't come out of the supermarket because everything I pick up, my kid want to see the ingredients, they want to see the price, they want to see how much it weighs.
Right.
The same with drama therapy. The kids, they just want to dance.
Right. But I have to take Nancy because she has to leave.
Oh, sorry.
She has an appointment.
Yeah, I actually have to work now.
Yeah. Nancy, he'll haven't get your... Can you finish it up? Can you finish the goal?
Yeah, just tell me what the question is.
So what are your goals towards these
The goal is to do my 8 to 12 week program, which I am working on getting in wherever I can. If I can get it done through what we're planning now, that would be great. So I want to actually carry out the program. It has not been facilitated yet. It's only been developed. And so that's a goal, to actually do it and to get, income from it.
Good.
To get research on it is another goal, to show that it works.
Yeah, that's good enough. Let's go to the next one.
Okay.
What are the problems you're seeing in this area that you would like to tackle?
So the problem is, at least with this population, in underserved communities, is that the behavior issues are not being addressed, and they're not being and the solutions that we have now in these facilities and in these organizations are kind of obsolete in a sense. We're not using innovative approaches to solve how our kids can communicate better or express their feelings and kind of reduce these symptoms. We're either medicating them and we're putting them into care.
Over medication.
Yeah, so it's an alternative to medication, unless someone, I'm not against it unless someone really needs it, but this is another way to deal with the ODD, the oppositional defiant disorder, the aggression, the lack of communication. These are all problems that our kids in the public schools and these facilities have, and they're not getting solved. They're just going back to their homes and they're doing the same thing and repeating the cycle.
Good point. How do you intend to solve that problem?
How? Well, I don't know if I can erase it, but I can definitely reduce the behaviors that we see. We can manage them.
And how would you reduce it? What's your area? Or through the program? Okay.
Yes. And
so use our program to find the avenue to reduce. Okay.
Yeah, and also to educate and train the people that work with them, which I already did one training at ACS, but I plan to do more.
That's interesting.
To really you gotta reach the staff. And that's where the profit is too. If I can get into these places and do trainings more often on how to talk to kids, or how to maybe use some of these techniques in their own way. They don't have to be a therapist to do it. They can use what they know. But yeah, I think just reaching the staff and giving them a workbook that I create that they can refer to, which is a goal of mine through this. And that would be with the city, though. I know that would be kind of an issue. I would have to deal with that, which is hard, I know.
Very good. Last, final, what makes you the best person to do that?
Well, first of all, a lot of people don't know what this field is. So as someone who is really trying to be innovative with it, I'm introducing it in my own way. I'm not practicing the typical approaches that we're hiring for, talk therapy, which kind of
But Lindsay herself.
Yeah, no, I have a unique way of addressing these problems. And I have a great background in the sense that I've been working in child services for, since 2014 or 2013. I'm familiar with the system. I've worked in all the different facilities. I've been on the ground.
That's great.
I'm not just kind of coming in out of nowhere. I know what the problems are, and I have an interesting, fun, creative way to solve it.
I like that.
Yeah, so that's what makes me different.
Well, Lindsay, thank you. We'll talk more about it. Any questions, I'll shoot it to you.
Yeah.
I know you have ideas, you're going to shoot to me. But we have to make it very short. They're little pitches. So, but good start. Thank you, Lindsay.
No, thank you.
You're welcome. And I hope you reach home safe.
Thank you. I'm just
After
gonna get
you.
a car because I don't know what these trains are about. So
Yeah, you can just call Lyft.
Yeah.
And make it, because it's such...
What is this address?
This is another episode of IBornStudio Podcast Club, second part. We're here to bring every opportunity in every part of the word called business. We have to work together to support each other, make it possible for all, and win all the necessary support we need in order to grow, get investment, and make it. We thank you, listeners. Please vote on, put your opinion to the poll, and select elevator pitch and many accolades. We want you to support our podcast and give us your love. Thank you.